and welcome to the Homeschool Notion template and tour. I love this template. This is a blank template of the one that I personally use in my homeschool. So I have 4 children. Right now they are ranging in ages 15 to 4, and the Homeschool Hub in Notion is what keeps everything organized for me. So I created a blank one that I can share with you, and I will leave a link in the description below so that you can check it out and see if it'll work for you. But I always love to have a template tour before I ever purchase a Notion template, so I know that it's going to work for me. So that's what we're doing today. Whenever you open up your Homeschool Hub template, what you're going to see is the main dashboard. So once you duplicate this and add it to your own Notion, you can change anything that's on here. You can take the template name out. You can change this to your last name, like the Varner Hub or whatever. That's my last name. So you can really customize Notion however you want. This top picture is called a cover, and you are welcome to change that. Also, you can create covers in Canva and put your name on it or whatever. You can also click Unsplash up here and choose anything that you want from their royalty-free images. I have a very colorful and lovely picture of books on there right now, so if you want to leave it there, you can. This is the icon. You can also click on that if you want to change it. You can choose any emoji, icons, or you can upload your own if you want to do that. Now coming down to the main dashboard page, the first page, I have 2 call out sections here. One is the this year. I want to encourage you as a homeschool parent to create a mantra or a reminder to yourself of what you want the year to be. I know for us this year, our mantra is connection over perfection. So I want to be able to connect my kids to their education, to connect them to each other, to build that connection between me and them. And that to me is more important than perfection or checking off a list of to-dos. So you can list right here anything that you want. If you'd rather this be something else, you're welcome to change it. Then I have a mom reminder. It could be something as simple as I can do this, I am capable of doing this job, anything that's going to encourage you to really be the teacher and the parent that your kids need. All right, so now as we come down here, we're coming into the meat of this template. On the left, you can see navigation. These are all of the pages and databases within this template. On the right side, you're going to see a weekly lineup of your assignments, and we're going to add some assignments in during this tour, so you'll be able to see what this looks like whenever you're actually utilizing it. I'm going to come back to each of these pages. I just want to give you an overview first of this main screen. After that, I have some family goals. So maybe you have a goal to have a field trip every month with your kids. Maybe you want to do more hands-on science projects. Whatever it is, maybe you want to make sure all the kids are dressed and ready to go for school at a certain time. Maybe outside time is really important to you. List those out. If you have more than 5, just go ahead and enter, and you can put in to-do list. You can create more. You can press add and do that again. In fact, if you want to highlight over this, you can do a Command D and duplicate that. So you can have as many goals as you want. Next is the mom to-do list. So I like to have a separate to-do list that is connected to homeschool tasks only. For my Notion, I actually have a master to-do list that is categorized, and this list is only what is tagged as homeschool and also this week. So if you need to add a new task, maybe you need to order curriculum, you can put that in. It's going to automatically add it to this list. You can click open. It adds the date already, but you can choose type if it has to do with errands, if it has to do with home stuff, projects, whatever. Now, once you finish the task, you can click on this and it's going to erase it. So, and I say erase it, it's going to erase it from this view. You can also go down and have any other views that you want. If you want to create one that is all of the views, you can do that. Or you can just come up here to this mom to-do list and it's going to show you everything also. Next, after this, I have a daily morning basket list. If you are anything like me, I love to have a start the morning with all of my kids together. Even though their ages range 11 years, there are certain things that we do every morning all together. So of course we eat breakfast, kind of tidy up the house a little bit, and then we all sit down in the living room. We read a chapter in our Bibles, we discuss that chapter, we talk about if we have a history read aloud, I'm going to be reading that aloud to everyone. Anything else that you want to put, maybe you have an exercise routine that you all do together or take a walk or whatever, you can list it here and it just reminds you so that you're not missing it. This one, I mean, you can mark them off every day, but it's more just a list for me. I don't usually mark them off. It's just a reminder for me. Now, underneath this weekly assignments, there's also monthly planning, and then there is the database of all my students, my children. So let's come back up here to the navigation. If you open up the students, you will see in each of these, you can open it up, you can put a picture of your child in as the cover. I like to have a birth order because my type A brain just likes to have the oldest to youngest. So say this is the oldest child, you can put their birthday in, you can put what classes they're taking, and we'll discuss that once we get into the next classes, and then what their current grade is. Okay, now as we scroll down, you're going to see that there's another spot for their name, their birthday. I also like to list anything that is their favorite, maybe their favorite movie or snack, something like that. Anything that, if you have goals for them, you can also add that in here. And then you can add another image of them, maybe some memories from the school year. On the right is a list of the classes that they're taking. So as we enter classes in the database, you're going to tag them with this student, and then only this student's classes are going to pop up. So you're going to be able to see at a glance every class that your child is taking. Then you're going to see all the classes or all the assignments. I have this as weekly assignments. You can do monthly, or you can change this view up here in settings. So if you go to layout in the calendar settings, you can change that to weekly, or if you want the whole month, you can do that. Then below, if you want to add maybe more images or something like that, you are welcome to add anything that has to do with this particular student. Now, if you come to creating a new student, you're going to see it's kind of blank except for those properties, but if you come down where it says new student, I've actually created a template. So if you click on it, immediately that all is going to pop up correctly. So you can create a new student. You're just going to come up here and add cover. Maybe you just want it to be their favorite color, or you can change it to their actual picture. So you can upload an image from your desktop, or you can use / like say they love butterflies and you want to have a butterfly picture, whatever. So there, that new student will be there. And now let's go back to classes. As you create new classes, you can actually tag each student to the class. So for instance, say the class is teaching textbooks, grade 3. Okay, the curriculum company is teaching textbooks. Now in here, I've added a couple things, but you can always add more. So say you're using Shorman, you can create, and then now there's another option here. So here's teaching textbooks. Now you get to choose students. This is going to bring up any students that you've already inputted in. So we're going to add student 1 to this class. This class is math. After the class is done, you can rate the class. So say you use teaching textbooks and it really wasn't your thing. Maybe it was the best thing you've used. You can rate the class afterwards so that as you are planning for the next year, you can see, where your thoughts were on that. Now this assignment database is going to come in a little bit. So for now, we're just going to stick with that. You create as many classes as you want. this is the table of all the classes. But if you come to by student, it's actually going to divide it up by your students. Right now we only have one, so it's just leaving the one. But say we added another student, it would show up. Each student will be listed on there with what classes they have. All right, coming back here now, we have the assignment database. Here, say there is 10 lessons in teaching textbooks. We'll just add lesson 1. We are going to choose what class it is. What I like to do is, as soon as we decide on a class, I'm entering all of the lessons right here in this assignment database. It is a little bit more work up front, but trust me when I say it makes everything else easier. So you have lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all in teaching textbooks. Then when it's time to do your weekly planning, you can just go in to each specific class. What you're going to do with this is, it says specific class, but you're going to rename it to the name of the class. And then you're going to edit view, and you're going to filter by that specific class. What that's going to do is make it so only that class shows up. Then you can click here and do duplicate view and do that for every class that your child has. So you can have all of the lessons showing up. That's going to be a full database, because it's also going to have past assignments. But if you have specific classes, you can have all your current classes listed up here. So you would have maybe math, English, history, and you just click on that class. Again, the way that you do that is you're going to edit view. You can change the name of the class, but then, oops, it kind of popped off. You're going to change the name of the class, but then you come down to filter, and you're going to choose the class that it pertains to. Okay, so once you have some assignments entered in the database, there is another way that you can do that. If you do not want to put every assignment in right away, and maybe you do reverse planning where you just document what you did each day, another easier way to do that is, say yesterday my kids had a test. So I'm going to add test 6. It was we're just going to use teaching textbooks because that's what we already have in here. And there it is. It's going to show you a list of everything that you've done. Now, one nice feature to this is you can go to settings, and then you get to choose what properties you want to see on this particular view. So if you want to know what class this is pertaining to, if you want to know if it's done or not, you can mark it off. What I like is I usually do what the lesson is, and then I put the done check mark. You can also filter this so that we can do, if the check mark is checked off or not checked, then it's going to show it. So as soon as you mark it off, it goes away, and then you know, okay, we're all done for the day or for the week. Now, you can add them there, but if we come back to this database, and we have lesson 1, say I wanted to schedule that on the 20th. Once you have all these lessons entered, you can add any dates that you want. Just pop it up, click what day that you want, schedule it out. I normally don't schedule my entire semester. I usually try to do 1 or 2 weeks in advance, because inevitably, and it's one of the beauties of homeschool, is that you can just rearrange things. It's really flexible. So if you just schedule those, if you take the time every Sunday to schedule for the week, or if you do reverse like this, you're going to see a list of what lessons need to be done for that day. All right, now let's go down to the monthly planning. This is something that I implemented because one of my goals was to have a field trip every month. I wanted to have maybe a life skill that we taught every month. So to create a new month, you'll just click new page, but I've already made one for this month, so let's open it up. You can choose, again, whatever photo you want. I thought a sunflower was really nice, and I do recommend that you put the year, because as you use this year after year, this is not a template you need to buy every year like a planner. It is something that you can just continue adding to. But if you're searching for August, there might be 3 Augusts in there, so I like to have a year in there. All right, so now we have goals that are listed. Now remember, these are goals just for the month. So maybe one of the goals is field trip to museum. Maybe there's dentist appointments on maybe on 8/26. You want to list all that out. Then it has a overview of everything that is scheduled already. So there's our lessons there. Then below I have field trips, co-op, if you have other activities that you're doing. So you can list all those there. Again, if you need to add more, you just add them. You can have as many as you need. Then I have a memories made section. So if you take pictures of that field trip, you can click add image, upload it from your computer or even your phone, and there's a spot. I like to have this here blank because it reminds me to add stuff. Then I have a reflection section. So what went well this month? What do you want to improve next month? And then you can take those in. Maybe if one of the things was to improve something, maybe that is going to translate in your goal for the next month. So if you create a new page, again, you're going to click these. It has all these templates underneath. You're going to click new month, put in the date, and it automatically brings up that. All right, I'm going to delete that so it's nice and clean. Then underneath, again, is just a gallery view of the students that you have, and this will be added, it'll continue growing as you have children, or say you have 2 kids, that's all it's going to show right there. One reason I like to have it on the dashboard is because it just immediately gives you an overview of each student. So that's what this main dashboard is for. I have another screen that has ideas. So as you're going along and you see a movie that you want to add, future curriculum that you want to try, read aloud books, field trips, feel free to add to that as well. And then the last one is that big mom to-do list. You have an all, so that order curriculum we made, and then the to-dos that are still left to do. All right, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tour. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description box to get you right to the place where you can purchase this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful school year.